Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. I don't know what's going on with the mic. Hello, 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 hello. I am not going to start off. Hello, welcome, Elizabeth. I don't know what's going on with this. I'm not going to start off by simply making all that noise. Hello, 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 hello. Because our city of Rochester, is hurting. Our city of Rochester is getting worse by the day. And what's really upsetting is that people really don't care. But Aunt Maggie does. I will never stop praying for our city, as well as I will never stop praying for that one person who is hurting today. There's a lot of spiritual warfare that we don't see, that we can't fight. But it's happening because we are seeing it. People are getting shot left and right. People are getting killed left and right. That's somebody's loved one. You took out somebody's family member. That goes to show you how much sick and suffering people are out there. And I come in here every single day and I get a little discouraged. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be hot right now, humble, open, and transparent. I get a little discouraged because I'm not speaking about gossiping, I'm not speaking about negativity, I'm not speaking about fighting, I'm not speaking about chaos. And here, no one wants to listen. They come in just to check and see what I'm doing, what am I probably wearing, what's the topic, so that they can go out and criticize what I'm doing. I might not be perfect, but who is? But I am progressing. It takes a lot of courage to come in here every single day, find topics to talk about, find positivity, inspiration, and motivation to elevate you to the best and your highest potential. We are going to have a moment of silence for all who have passed away these couple days, for the sick and suffering, and for the dead. Let's have that moment of silence now. Thank you. As you coming in, please let people know that we are live. Like, share, and comment. So we had taken a moment of silence for the ones who passed away and for the ones who are still sick and suffering. My condolences go out to the families who are hurting today. I don't want to mention any names because I want to respect their privacy. But my condolences go out to all the ones who have lost their loved one. I know exactly how that feels. For I too had my father taken away from me at a very young age. And it messed me up here. But we're going to start off the call. My name is Magda Annette Soto, aka Aunt Maggie. I am your host, your one and only, who has the courage every single day to come here and lift you guys up despite what goes on in my own personal life. I still come in here, I show a smile, I speak elevation, I speak inspiration, and I speak motivation for you and for all those who see me. Why? Because I believe that whatever you think about and think about, you bring it to your life. Because if I resist, I persist. And I don't want that for me today. So let's get this call going. The topic of today is being enough. Sometimes being where you're at right now and the confusion, the turmoil, the adversity that you are facing today is maybe where you need to be. And it's okay to be where you're at right now. It's okay because it's only temporary and you will figure things out. Clarity will come to you when you least expect it. We are not always clear about what we are experiencing or why. In the midst of grief, transition, transformation, learning, healing, or discipline, it's difficult to have perspectives. That's because we have not learned the lesson yet. You see why I always say and give you the insight that once you say out loud that you have learned your lesson, it will flee. It will not happen again. Because if you don't learn your lesson and you don't say it out loud, it will come to you in a different disguise until you learn your lesson. And sometimes it can come to you in a point that will get you to your knees. So we must learn the lessons that sometimes this challenged world throws at us. Because the world is in challenge right now. We are all going through spiritual warfare that we have no clue how to fight it because we can't see it. Spiritual warfares are evil spirits that are all around us. And it's obviously all around Rochester because Rochester has a different episode every single day. Back to back, there was 3 shootings. 3 different days back to back. And it goes to show that if you don't start to change the mindset and start to change the way you look at things and change your life to see the different perspective, you are going to get caught up in that as well. La gente está perdida, mi gente. No hay dirección para ellos coger, están sufriendo. There's a lot of suffering going on in the world, not only here in this city. In the world, people are hurting and can't find an outlet, can't find a way out, can't find the plug to lift themselves to the biggest and highest potential. The suicide rate is up to the sky because they can't seem to find a community that is willing to listen to them. And it's very sad. So what do? I come in here every single day, build up the courage because sometimes I get discouraged as well. I build up the courage to come and speak positivity. So I encourage you and I try to lift you up despite of what's going on in my own life. We are in the midst of it. The gift of clarity has not yet arrived. Our need to control can manifest itself as a need to know exactly what's going on. We cannot always know. Sometimes we need to let ourselves be and trust that clarity will come later in a retrospect. If we are confused, that is what we are supposed to be. Confusion is okay. The confusion is temporary. We shall see the lesson, the purpose shall reveal itself in time, in its own time. It will make perfect sense later on. Today, I will stop straining to know what I don't know, to see what I can't see, to understand what I don't yet understand. I would trust that being is sufficient and let go of my need to figure things out. Sometimes we were brainwashed and wired to know exactly what you want to do, who you want to be, what's your next step, and step by step, we were wired to know a clarity of path of what we need to do. But if you are confused and you're feeling down, it's okay. Feel it. Feel the feeling. And I just want to say congratulations because many times people are too numb and can't even feel a feeling. So, whatever you are feeling, accept it, allow it, and say, what lesson must I learn in this particular situation? Find the lesson because there's always a lesson behind everything that happens to us. But if you start to look at the things happen to you and not for you, then that is the problem. Because I said to us, because that's how we were wired, that everything happens to us. Damn it, everything. How many times am I going to go through this? And we tend to speak negative on the things that are happening, that we start to take the blame on others, on ourselves, and we miss the lesson that needs to be learned. So I want to come here and say things happen for you, not to us. When you're going through a trial or a tribulation or whatever it is, just remember that those are character building days. You're going through your character building stage. And it's not until you start to learn your lesson, it's not when you're going to start getting out of that situation. Because I don't know about you, but the way I got to where I am today was because of those character building days. I am who I am thanks to the character building days. Do you think when I was homeless and I didn't have anything to eat and I was looking through the trash to find a piece of bread, something that I can put in my stomach because my stomach was hurting so much, that I didn't blame myself or I didn't blame others and play the blaming card? It is not until I got on my knees and I said I learned my lesson. I know that there's got to be a different way of life, because my mission was to kill myself. My mission, well, I was on a suicide mission, and nobody was able to stop me until I hit my rock bottom and I said enough is enough. Because sometimes you just you get sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I was just getting tired of waking up sick every single day and trying to find out ways, schemes, and ways to find my next hit, to find money so I can get high. And it's just an insanity is what it is. But it's not until I started learning my lesson and learning what I was put in this world for. And it's not until I started having some clarity that perhaps the Lord allowed me to go through that so that I can have a testimony later on and help those who are still sick and suffering and who are still struggling with an active addiction today. There is a way. There is a way out. There is a way. I had to get myself and bury myself with books and the word and reaching out to God and changing my prayers. I had to have a relationship with Him because I wasn't having a relationship with Him. I was wired into we pray this certain way because I was raised Catholic. So I was saying rosary. I really didn't have a relationship with my higher power. It is not until I had the relationship, when I had the relationship, then I started to see the results. I buried myself in books. I started writing. Even though I was still using, I was getting the therapy that I needed. I was changing my people, my places, and my things. I wasn't hanging out with the same people. I wasn't speaking the same way. I wasn't hanging out in the same spots. I wasn't doing what I was always doing. I changed everything about my being because I wanted to see results. Sometimes when you do the same thing, expecting different results. Juan, mi amor, primo, ¿cómo está? When you expect different results doing the same thing, it's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You have to change your mind. Your mind. And really start to listen to that intuition voice of yours. Really start to listen who you really are. Start to quiet yourself enough to listen to your calling so you can walk on your purpose. I started to see my results 8 weeks ago. That I am seeing things falling on my lap beyond my wildest dreams, whatever I can think or imagine. And so I made it my mission, I made it my purpose to help those that don't can't find a way out, that don't know where to turn to. I am here to tell you, I am here. Basta ya del sufrimiento, para ya de sufrir, para ya de tener el jueguito de blaming. Oh, por tu culpa, oh, por tu culpa. No. Vamos a correr responsabilidad de nuestras acciones, vamos a coger responsabilidad de nuestros actos y hacer un cambio para poder ver el resultado. You had a diagnosis from the doctor. You can't get out the addiction. You can't stop eating because you're obese and you're depressed. Change the way you look at things so the things you look at start to change. Call on him. The one I choose that changed my life, I choose to call him God. That is my higher power. But you can call God your tree. There's energy in trees too, you know. They listen. They have energy. You can tell him everything and he can handle it. The tree can handle it. You think it's bizarre. I thought so too until I started learning about the energies of the trees and everything around us. Everything around us is energy. That's why they say that our words are energy. Our words have vibration, and whatever you speak out through your mouth, you will start to attract. If you start to say to yourself, think about it. I don't feel good. I'm feeling sick. And you start to diagnose yourself like I used to do, you will bring all those sicknesses to you. I was diagnosed paranoid schizophrenic. I was diagnosed fibromyalgia. I was diagnosed diabetes, pre-diabetic. I was diagnosed depression. I was diagnosed manic. I was diagnosed personality disorder. And the list goes on. But it wasn't until I woke up from that wired mentality, playing the system, because sometimes we get wired to play the system. But it's not until I had a rude awakening and I said, this is not mine. I am not going to pick up these labels. And I hung on to God. And I hung up. So I changed what I was looking at. I changed what I was listening to. I changed who I was hanging around with. Because you see, you can become a product of your environment just by looking at your environment. You will see if they can keep you stuck or you keeping yourself stuck. Don't become a product of your environment. It stops with you. Be the one in your family who had the breakthrough and the break forth to go out, get the help you need, and come back and pick up the ones that were left behind. Because you see, sometimes when we are moving forward in life and everything is happening for us and we're having blessings upon, they think, the ones that were left behind, that we are going to leave them behind. I'm not leaving nobody behind. I am doing my best to extend my hand and pick you up and take you along with me. But nobody wants to come with me. Nobody wants to elevate. Nobody wants to move up in the world. People are comfortable being stuck where they at. And that's okay. If that's okay with you, then that's okay with me. I will no longer hold on to feeling discouraged because nobody wants to come and listen. I will no longer feel like I have to do things a certain way because it's what attracts the most audience. No, I will continue to do it my way, which is the Lord's way, because it's His will, because it's His word that I'm speaking of. I will continue to be positive. I will continue to inspire, elevate, and motivate each and every one who watches my lives, because that was my purpose. That is my calling. Sometimes I get tempted to go back and start smoking weed and drinking and partying, but really, what is that gonna do? What is that gonna resolve? Nothing. It's not gonna resolve a thing. My day will come, just like your day will come. This is all temporary. So I hope you know that you are not alone. I am right there with you. I'm just a phone call away if you need me. Sincerely, genuinely, through in my heart, I'll tell you, if you really need someone to talk to, if you really need someone to hold your hand or just sit there with you, I will extend my hand. I need you more than you need me. We need each other because the spiritual warfare is loose. And if you don't have the strength and the power to stand on your own 2 feet and resist the temptation, you will fall, because we cannot do this alone. We need each other. And I am extending my hand in gratitude, in humbleness, and in love. I hope you take me up on that. I'm not gonna keep you long. That's what I have today. I'm gonna leave you guys like I always leave you. If you believe, you can achieve. Remember that. Rewire that in your head. If you believe, you can achieve it, because the secret is in the feeling. Let's start to do something different, because the enemy is loose and is grabbing souls and lives like you have no idea. Let's buckle down and join me for my ride. Join me in my ride of journey to elevate each other. I love you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you for attending my live event. I see you guys tomorrow at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Let's get it. Thank you. Cuckoo! There you go. You have it. I don't know what happened to the mic.